All right, welcome back everybody. Today we wanted to show you exactly how we built this WPL E1 tracked vehicle. We had a few comments and people asked about the sound system and the smoke system and about the electronics, so we decided that we'll go ahead and show you everything we did to the best of our ability so you guys can either make the same tracked vehicle or a variation of it. So the first thing we want to talk about is the transmitter and receiver. We used a Radio Link RC4GS. This one is actually hacked to a 6-channel because you can download the software. So you see it says RC6GS. So we're using that along with the same type of receiver inside the tank. The batteries that we're using in here, it comes with a AA slot, or you can use LiPos up to, I think 3S, or let's see. So you can use 4.8 to 15 volts, and it says it in there, and there's a little JST slot in there. So we use the old WPL battery in there, 600 milliamps, and it works just fine, lasts all day. This remote is a 6-channel remote, is the programming in it, but we have it set up for 5 channels right now. Buttons do different things. So that's the receiver side. As far as the RC itself, as you can see here, we just weathered it a little bit and added some paint. And as you can see right there in the location of the stock battery, we do have the smoke unit. Inside, we have a little guy from the dollar store. This is a little cheap army figure, and we chopped his legs off. Fits in there pretty well. The arms and everything are in there, so you can find that at the dollar store, Dollar General. Nothing really too much other than a set of rear tail lights we put in there, metal tracks, and we painted it. So not too much going on the outside other than what you can do stock with it. So we'll get it opened up and see the electronics inside. All right, we got the tracked vehicle sitting down here. Also guys, we are a non-monetized channel, so please use the links in the description. It doesn't cost you anything if you click on the link, and it will throw us a couple pennies if you decide to order something off of Amazon. That's how we keep this channel going until we are monetized. And that's how we continue to buy products and review them on here. So we're gonna just take the hull off of the lower part real quick and show you what's in here. So as you can see, it's pretty much stock inside here, except for the additioning of the wires here. We just added some quick disconnects here, some JSTs, but it is the stock WPL motors and the stock WPL transmission. We added a set of weights here. It's a 1/2 ounce each weights, and the metal tracks. Other than that, we did nothing else inside here. We are gonna start prepping this hull for waterproofing soon, so hopefully that will work out good and you guys can stay tuned for that. But nothing really going on down here other than the metal tracks and these wires. And we did that so that we could separate everything easily and work on it. All right, the next thing we have down here is the wiring for the rear LEDs and everything, all the wiring for front LEDs. This is the smoke machine motor that pushes air through the air pump here and turns the air pump and blows it out through the smoke machine, which is here in the old battery compartment area. As you can see, we routed the hoses up and everything. We're gonna do something different with these hoses. We don't like how the rubber is. We might go ahead and run some metal under here to clean it up a bit. But as you can see, there's hardly any electronics down here. That's kind of how we want to keep it because we want to start, like we said, waterproofing and air tightening this hull. So hopefully we can get all that done. I'm gonna rotate it up and just take a look at what's in the back here. So underneath here, we have the smoke generator. We'll take off the lid here real quick just to show you. All right, here's the inside. We basically have all the electronics and sensitive stuff back here in the cargo bed area. inside of this little box we made, we just went to Google Translate and printed out 300mm artillery rounds in Russian. Put a couple 22 shells there, kind of to give it an authentic look. Down here is the actual smoke generator where you would put your fluid. We just pop that hose off and use a little pipet to put some fluid in there. And that locks closed. This is just a piece of old metal we had. But other than that, it runs off of one battery here. We'll get this out. We found that these batteries here, these little 1200 milliamp hour batteries, they work excellent. And it runs all the electronics off of just this one battery for quite some time as well. So don't think that this little battery is not going to run everything, because it will. Everything's kind of spidered in and integrated. So we have the sound system here. This is I think GT sound or some type of sound box on Amazon. We'll put the link. Again, links are in the description for everything that we bought off Amazon. And basically we have it sandwiched here in between a 3D printed box that we measured to fit inside this area. So we'll go ahead and pop off this lid real quick. All right, I don't normally open this because it's a pain to get everything stuffed back in here. But right here is the radio link 6-channel receiver. Up here is the smoke generator circuit board. We have everything glued. And down there is a tank ESC that controls both motors through one ESC. It has 2 outputs. So a lot of splicing and combining together, basically getting the soundboard to work with everything. So it was just a lot to put together, but we did it. Everything worked out well. And again, everything's in the description. Everything works together well. We're going to get it all back together and show you that now. All right, we have it back together here. So we just wanted to talk about everything real quick before we start it up and show the features. Everything works off each other. So the tank ESC came pre-programmed from the manufacturer and worked flawlessly right out of the box. We did do a little mixing here on the remote, as well as with the soundboard to get the sound to sync up to the throttle. This also has an app that it comes with. So between mixing the remote and the sound, and we have a delayed throttle essentially, we can allow this thing to act like an actual tank. So we're going to get it set up here and show you real quick. All right, so we'll go through everything. Steering, when you're sitting still, is going to be reversed with this ESC. We haven't found out how to switch it yet. You may be able to, but not a big deal. Just remember which way. So sound and smoke will not activate with just turning. So you have to put it in actual drive. So I'm not sure if it does it in reverse. We'll check it real quick. No, so in reverse, the sound doesn't start either. So you have to go forward. So we'll go ahead and start it. And that was just a tap of the throttle like that. And see, we have it delayed. You hear it pick up, and we'll go full. We'll start to go full throttle here in a second. What we'll show you is totally proportional, and the steering works correctly while you're driving. When you go there, when you stop, it's reverse. Not a huge deal. We have the lights set up here on a switch with a light switch. That is front and rear LEDs. Let me turn this down. We have it in the lowest setting so you can hear us talk a little bit. But here we go. That was the shutdown, so we'll show you real quick. Again, startup is just a blip. And if the vehicle sits for about 15 to 30 seconds, it'll go through a shutdown, so we'll show you that now. This also happens automatically. It does not happen with the remote, so while it's sitting stationary, it shuts down. All right, you heard it shut down. So restart is just a blip of the controller. You see there? Now we can go any speed, pretty slow, like crawling speed. Doesn't matter how fast you turn, but crawling speed, you can do it nice and slow, and the smoke stays off. The smoke turns on automatically when you throttle it all the way. And now the smoke will come on. You'll hear it generating. And all that's doing is coming out of a little tiny hoses down there from underneath. See the hoses? We just have them running out on each side. So it does create a lot of smoke. And the smoke is proportionate. So the smoke machine and the engine sound will shut down automatically after no throttle input as well. The smoke machine shut off. And the sound follows shortly. Again, it's all throttle controlled. We got no smoke here still, and we'll show you. With the throttle, upon full engagement, it takes a second to speed up. And it also slows down as well with an engine brake. It's got a nice engine brake going on there. So yeah, pretty good build. This was the ready-to-run version. We spent more money on all the accessories than we did the actual RC. So I hope this answers some of your questions. If you like this content, please like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment. Again, use our affiliate links in the description. It's how we get paid. This channel is not monetized. Thanks for watching.